Welcome to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, and for the next 2 weeks, we are coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse, celebrating their 91st summer season, featuring professional Broadway actors alongside emerging young artists. Today, we'll visit with Cara DiPietro, one of the professionals that have graced the stage in both roles and can now be seen in Spelling Bee. Elizabeth Harper from the Lake Sunapee Protective Association will invite us to an event with Knoy of NHPR and lake scientists for a look at a bright future for Lake Sunapee. Putnam Kidder will give us a preview of the New London Strawberry Festival, and Emma Behrens with Revels North will tell us about their Oh, Give Us a Home performances. Don't go away, because you won't want to miss this week's edition of your Yankee Chronicle, because it's summer and the barn is in full swing. Please stay with us.
The American Red Cross blood supply is at historically low levels this winter, and we're facing a dangerous situation. Hospitals and patients are counting on donors to get the blood they need. Make a life-saving appointment today. Visit redcrossblood.org or call 1-800-RED-CROSS.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
This program is supported by Main Street Bookends of Warner. For books, toys, games, cards, gifts, and a gallery of local art. Main Street Bookends of Warner.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle, coming to you from the New London Barn Playhouse, right here on Main Street. Their summer is in full swing. Well, I'm your host, Abby Peel, and I'm now joined by Cara DiPietro. She is an acting intern alum and back this summer for Spelling Bee. Hi, Cara.
Hi, Abby.
This is so fun to chat with you, because people are going to remember you from being Brenda in Catch Me If You Can in 2019, but now you're back. How's it feel as an alum?
It's like crazy. Well, first off, this place looked entirely different when I was here. Like, we lived in that house over there. So it's been great.
Good.
You know, it feels like when I got the email from Keith, like, do you want to come back? It was like an obvious yes.
Yes.
It's so exciting. It feels so surreal to like kind of watch it all, because it was only like 4 years ago.
Right. I know. And now you're a professional alum. Here you are. I know, and to think of the barn before, we're sitting in the old box office. Now the box office is on the other side of the porch. So what did it feel like coming back and seeing all the changes?
It was crazy. And I actually came back, I want to say it was 2022, when the Fleming Center was first finished bare bones. So I remember walking through here when like all the you know, like lights and pizzazz wasn't added yet. And I was like awestruck. So seeing it all finished, it's just stunning.
Tell people what you're up to since being at the barn in 2019. You live in New York now.
I do, yeah. I graduated from Elon University. I got my BFA in music theater from there. And then I moved to New York.
Love it.
I live in New York, and I actually work as a singing waiter at Gale's Broadway Roast, which is on 47th and 8th.
Okay.
It's so crazy and so fun.
So you serve people food, but also sing.
We do.
Have fun.
Yeah, so fun.
That can't be a job.
No, that's the nice part, is that it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah. And what have you been doing? You were most recently at the Palace Theater for Little Women. So you have a lot of people in New Hampshire that are very excited to see you.
Yeah, I'm like, I can't get out of New Hampshire.
How's that affect on people? I've been here my entire life.
Well, especially as someone who's originally from Massachusetts.
Yes.
Like, this feels like home.
Yes.
You know?
I can understand how that would feel kind of hand in hand. Talk about Spelling Bee. You're back here. It has a longer title than Spelling Bee. It's so easy to say it's just called Spelling Bee, but it's called the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee. Tell us all about it, and this is a pretty dream role for you.
It is. So there are it's so funny. I posted a list on social media of roles that I really wanted to play, and I knew that the barn in the back of my head was doing this show.
Okay.
And it's so funny because every time I got cut from an audition this season, I'd be like, okay, but the barn is doing Spelling Bee. Maybe I'll want to go back. And so
meant to be.
Yeah, but the show is an absolute dream show. It's so special, and it's a silly show, it's a goofy show, but at its core, it's a show about a bunch of kids who just desperately want to fit in, and you get to follow their journeys. And we've been really surprised throughout the whole process how incredibly relatable and impactful it's been.
Interesting.
So I think it's going to be fun, people going in expecting this really fun, happy show, and which it is. It's probably the funniest show I've ever done.
Yes.
But it's also like a show that will really strike home, I think, for a lot of people.
It has a message.
Yeah.
There's audience participation. Talk about that, because that's always a little nerve-wracking as a participant coming. But also, that's a lot for you as an actor. You're going to have someone different every night on stage.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's funny. We've all been kind of joking that we've been so tired at the end of rehearsals. And I think because the show, you really have to be paying attention the whole time, because when we say audience participation, you are in the spelling bee. Like, you are competing in the spelling bee. And because of that, it's a different show every night. You never know what people are going to get right, what they're going to get wrong, what they're going to be game for, what they're not.
And you never know if you're going to ask somebody to come on stage and you're going to be like, I'm all set.
Exactly.
Now what? What's the pivot?
You literally never know. Even just the height changes things.
Yes.
So you have to be on your toes.
There's an exciting fact about Spelling Bee, because 7 out of the 9 of the cast members are alumni. How's that feel to be performing amongst other Barneys?
It's so special.
Yeah.
Because, like, this place, I always say to people, like, my intern summer at the barn was literally the best summer of my life. And, like, I don't say that lightly. Like, I met the most incredible people that will be in my wedding one day.
Yes.
It was so special. And so being in a room of people that already know that.
Right.
You know, we came in knowing this. When I was an intern, like, it was something I learned over time.
Yeah.
But it just kind of makes us savor our time here more.
And you all have the same connection, right? Yeah, that's so wonderful. So, what are the plans for the future as a Barney alum? We obviously love to always hear what's going on, but what's the hope for moving forward?
Gosh, that's a good question. I would say I kind of, like, just taking it day by day, taking it week by week. I'm gonna go back to New York after this.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go back to the restaurant and keep waiting tables.
So
and just
fun.
Keeping auditioning, performing in New York, which has been really great. A lot of performance opportunities, and I don't know, I guess we'll see what's next.
Really exciting. So, give one last plug to our viewers of why they should come to Spelling Bee.
You should absolutely come to the 25th Annual Putnam County Spelling Bee, because you will not only have the time of your life, you also might win a competition. You never know.
And you're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh a lot.
Absolutely.
A comedy is just, there's nothing better. A comedy. Cara DiPietro, it's so fun to chat with you and hear all the wonderful things you're doing. Welcome back to the barn. It must feel so good to be back.
It really does.
Yeah. And congratulations on the opening of Spelling Bee.
Thank you.
For more information about the Barn Playhouse, visit their website or give them a call. When we return, I'll visit with Elizabeth Harper, the Executive Director of the Lake Sunapee Protective Association, as they celebrate 125 years of looking out for our beautiful lakes and waterways. But first, these words from one of the good businesses that underwrites and makes Yankee Chronicle possible.
Can I go to the sleepover?
I want you to promise me something. If there's any drinking, I want you to say, no thanks, not my thing.
I promise, Mom.
They really do hear you.
Did you pack your toothbrush?
For tips on how to start the talk, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
This program is supported by H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating. Their full-service model offers oil delivery, propane, motor fuels with design, installation, service, and maintenance of all types of oil, gas, and alternative energy systems, as well as air conditioning, water conditioning systems, and backup generators. Their highly trained and friendly staff will assist you throughout the process of buying, installing, and servicing a full line of energy products. H.R. Clough and Kearsarge Heating.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm your host, Abby Peel, coming to you from the Lake Sunapee Protective Association right here in Sunapee Harbor. They're open 9 to 5 every day, Monday through Friday, so come on in and say hi to them. Check out all the wonderful things they have. And I'm now joined by the Executive Director, Elizabeth Harper. Hi, Elizabeth.
Hi, Abby.
We are talking specifically about this big year for LSPA because you are celebrating 125 years, which is incredible.
It is. We are so excited to be celebrating this year, and we've already had a whole bunch of really fun events.
You
and
have.
We've had some great audiences and really some spectacular events that we'd love to have people come to more of our events. We have a lot more going on this summer.
Yeah, and it's such a great time. I mean, people always say once 4th of July hits, it's like off and running. It's summertime and you have to hurry up and enjoy it. And you're really going to take July and August as times to soak in everything Sunapee Harbor has to offer, and New Hampshire. Hopefully weather is on your side too. Tell us about some of the things you have coming up in July and August to help celebrate.
Yeah, well, we'll have an encore performance from Peter Block's incredible photography and Dave Anderson's just really inspiring words. And that was one of our kickoff events this year, and it was so well attended. It was really inspiring. So we've decided to do an encore presentation.
Love that. Yes,
so
good.
Anyone who missed that the first time around can join us for the
and good for all ages.
Version. Yes, and absolutely. And it's a really great for families and great for kids too.
Good to notice. And then coming up here, you have the annual meeting in a few weeks, July 15th, which happens every year. But a great way for members to come. Talk about that.
Yeah, it is. So, we hope to see a lot of people at our annual meeting.
Sure.
It'll be a time where we'll be talking about the future and our plans and kind of our vision for our next 125 years, we hope.
Yes.
And then we'll have a celebration afterwards. We'll have a cocktail reception that members are invited to. So all members have received invitations. If you're not a member yet, there's still time. Go ahead and head to our website, become a member, and join us for that celebration.
Fantastic. And people should go to your website to learn about being a member at LSPA. It's very important.
Yeah, so our website has information about all of these events that we're talking about today, also information on how to become a member, ways that you can volunteer and get engaged in the organization.
Fantastic. And then coming up twice in July and September, and August too. So July, August, and September, you're headed out on the boat.
Going on.
Yes.
Yeah, so we do have some great opportunities for people to get on the boat, to go out and learn about the natural history of the lake, to learn a little bit about the lighthouses. Also, we have a lighthouse program coming up.
Fabulous.
So yeah, a lot of great opportunities for people to get engaged with the work that we're doing and see the lake.
Yeah, and I think the boat with the lighthouses is a lot of local people's happy place. I mean, we love being on the lake, and then people love to point out, if you've been out of town, you're like, this is one of the 3 lighthouses on our lake. So this is a great way to kind of go and observe it, and what a great venue to do so.
Yeah,
fantastic.
We also have a science panel that will be moderated by Laura Knoy. So a lot of the work that we do here at LSPA is based on science that's done by researchers who come in from all over the world, and we'll have a panel discussion with those researchers about the science that's been done and sort of what we see as the future for Lake Sunapee. Really what it's about is being part of the community that is working towards the goals that we have here of really maintaining the water quality of our lake, which we know is so important, not just for recreation, but for the economy in our region.
Yeah.
I think we all recognize its importance, and so when members donate, that's what funds our operating budget. That's what allows us to do the work that we do, testing water quality, keeping an eye on what's going on in the lake, educating people about what they can do to be good stewards of our resources.
Sure.
So it's pretty important, but it's also just part of being a part of what we do.
Yeah, fantastic, and staying in the know. What is the hope for the next 125 years? I mean, obviously you're going to talk about it at the annual meeting coming up, but this is something that is so important to our area. We have to protect our watershed, so LSPA is crucial in that.
Yeah, and and our vision is that we have a lake and an surrounding environment that remains vibrant, that is still the core of our local economy and remains, clean, and where we have an environment that's preserved in ways that really foster everything that we love about this environment. And we also have a vision that we will engage the entire community, that we'll have everyone that will be a part of that work. And so there's a lot of new ideas that we have and new approaches that we're using to really engage a really broad audience in that.
So what are some ways people can get involved in LSPA?
So we have a lot of volunteers that are engaged in many different aspects of our work. We have lake hosts, people who are inspecting boats to make sure that we don't have invasive species coming into our lakes, and who will do weed watching to make sure that we don't have invasives that are on the shores. There are a lot of different ways that people can get involved in some of our science work also, collecting water samples, monitoring cyanobacteria levels. So there are a whole host of ways. We also have education committee and a bunch of different committees that people can get involved in. So all that information is on our website.
Great.
So I would encourage people to go to our website, check out the opportunities to get engaged, and also to sign up for our newsletter. We have a monthly e-newsletter that talks about all the work that we're doing, all of our upcoming events, and ways that people can get engaged. So I would encourage people to sign up for that.
Fantastic. I know for a fact that volunteers are important because my dad is a loon watcher on his lake.
Yes,
so
and I shouldn't have forgotten that.
Yes, so we're always quick to be like, Dad, there's a loon watcher. So very important. So head to your website for all this information.
Yes,
Fabulous.
that's great.
It's fantastic. Your work is so crucial to protecting us because we have to make sure that our waterways, my drinking water living in Sunapee, stays safe and is here for the next 125 years, as well as LSPA too. But we have to make sure that our water stays clean and healthy for everybody. So thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you so much, Abby.
Thank you for hosting too.
Thank you.
I'd like to note that YCN will be recording the Bright Future for Lake Sunapee panel at Colby Sawyer, and it will be played on NCTV8 and available on demand at ycnnow.com. When we return, Putnam Kidder will have a tasty invitation for us. Let's hear now from one of the folks that underwrites your Yankee Chronicle. These local businesses can only continue if you support those that support us.
You're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Now you're looking at the #1 cause of lung cancer for non-smokers. That's why the Surgeon General issued this warning. Radon is an invisible radioactive gas that seeps inside your home from underground. Whether you smoke or not, radon can cause lung cancer. Protect your family. Have your home tested. Call 1-800-SOS-RADON. Radon problems can be fixed.
This program is supported by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer and mailer located in New London, New Hampshire since 1997, with roots going back much further as the country press, AccuMail, and the home of the Kearsarge shopper. Echo Communications.
Welcome back. I'm Abby Peel. It's the summer season in the Lake Sunapee region, and Putnam Kidder has a couple more events to add to your to-do list. Hi, Putnam.
So I'm here on the green talking about the Strawberry Festival, which is coming back this year. We're really excited to have it return. It is on Saturday, June 24th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. here on the town green in New London. We're going to have strawberries and strawberry shortcake for sale. We're going to have entertainment, we're going to have vendors, and we're going to have lots of activities that'll be great for the family. We're really excited to have the event come back for the community, and we hope to see you here. Visit the New London Recreation Department website for more information. So we're really excited to have some various events at the Ice House this summer. We have Cars and Coffee event, which is a gathering of people with different kind of cars to talk about their cars, hosted at the Ice House, and obviously there's coffee. So people come out and they talk about their cars, they show off their cars, they look at our collection, and they just get together with other people who are really excited to talk about automobiles, the history, the current and the past and the present. So Cars and Coffee's events are Saturdays starting at 9 o'clock on July 1st, August 12th, September 9th, and October 7th. It's a great event. We're really excited to have people come out and enjoy. So another event we're going to do this spring is called the Cracker Barrel event, and we've done one in the past where we talked about people from the town, local kind of legends in the town. This time we're going to be focused on King Ridge, which was the local ski area, which a lot of people have very fond memories of. So the event is an opportunity for people to get together, to share memories, adventures, various influences that King Ridge ski area had on them growing up, on their families. So we're really excited to have that event hosted at the museum, and that is going to be at 7 o'clock on Wednesday, June 21st, 7 to 8:30 at the museum. Another event, Old Ford Day, which is a celebration of Ford vehicles. That's where the museum is very based in Fords, and this opportunity for people to come see our collection, bring their old Ford cars, come out and to celebrate the history of the Ford automobile and see the cars we have, and also talk about their own cars and be able to be with other people who are interested in the same thing. So great event that we're excited, happening on August 22nd from 9 o'clock to 1 o'clock at the museum. So the Ice House Museum was started by my grandfather as a collection of his old cars and local historical artifacts and memorabilia, and when he passed away, we decided to keep it open as a museum where people can come see his collection of cars, like I said, local historical artifacts and tools and toys and all sorts of memorabilia that demonstrate Yankee ingenuity over the years. And we have a wide variety of different things to come see, explore, and touch. And it's a really great, unique experience for people to see. And we'll be open Saturdays from 9 to 2, and then Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 2 over the course of the summer until Columbus Day, which will be our closing weekend.
Thank you, Putnam. So many events and performances to choose from. When we come back, we'll hear about another one from Revels North and their entertaining mission to secure a new home. Please stay with us as we continue our mission to secure your Yankee Chronicle.
In every family, small conversations can make a big impact. I grew up on tour with my parents. Kind of different, but we bonded over music and we talked. Honest conversations, like when my dad shared his experiences as an alcoholic. Your honesty gave me a sense of integrity that I wanted in my own life.
And I wanted you to know, from someone who's been in recovery more than 30 years now, that hard work is what creates success, not alcohol or other drugs, in whatever you do.
Talk, they hear you.
This program is supported by the Innertown Record, your weekly hometown community newspaper covering the Kearsarge Sunapee Sunshine region of New Hampshire. The Innertown Record.
Welcome back to Yankee Chronicle. I'm Abby Peel. Last Sunday, Revels North kicked off their Oh, Give Us a Home campaign. Let's hear from Emma Behrens about their mission and the action. Hi, Emma.
Thanks, Abby. Revels North is going into its 50th year and is an organization that's part of many other cities throughout the country. This one has been around in this area, founded by Cara Langstaff, and we celebrate traditional music and we do education through that and outreach. So traditional music is what you think of with folk music and fiddles and that type of thing. We also have the acting side of things. With all of that, the past few years and the past 50 years, we've always had midwinter show. So that's a show right around the winter solstice. And then we typically have had some sort of summer festival around the summer solstice. The thing that we're really trying to build up is our year-round programming, because education is something that's really, really important to Revels, and continuing teaching children and adults about clog dancing or step dancing, or so Revels North is kicking off a capital campaign, and we started with a fundraising event yesterday for the community. We held it in Fairleigh, Vermont, and it was sort of everything true to the Revels spirit. We had dancing and singing, we had kids activities and performances. The goal was to, of course, get the word out about our capital campaign, which is raising money for the space that I'm standing in right now, which is a rehearsal space and a costume storage space and a prop space. But it was also to draw in the community and build up the organization and what's so special, which is. And so with the dance yesterday, it was called by David Millstone and had an open band. And so that was so special, with all of the traditional music and tunes being played by just an assortment of people that showed up and wanted to play contra dance music. So we had a harp, we had violins and flutes and recorders and all of these really interesting instruments, and they just came together and sounded amazing. And then you have that sort of mixed with the kids dancing and the adults dancing and everyone just having a good time, followed by a potluck dinner where people socialized and hung out, singing these songs that have been around for generations but that otherwise may not be continuing to be sung. And so having year-round programming and having a space allows us to run a Wednesday night kids dance program, or Monday evenings have a drop-in sing-along, or what we call a band of fools. And so the band of fools is just, you have an instrument, you want to play it. It's a very inclusive space to just be able to jam along with people, and maybe you're fantastic at your instrument and maybe you're like just figuring it out, but everyone can come together and play in that space. And so having the home base means that we don't have to bounce around from place to place, and it's much easier for people to find us and have that consistency in our year-round programming. So the Christmas Revels, which just had the name changed to Midwinter Revels, but the Christmas Revels is a show that we historically have done at the Hopkins Center and then in Hanover, and then the past few years has been happening at the Lebanon Opera House. It is a show that celebrates everything of that season. So Yule and people sitting around a campfire and people singing and the holidays and families coming together. And every year it centers around a different culture. So some years it's Scottish, some years we're doing medieval England, some years we're in Scandinavia, all over the globe, and the songs of that area that are traditional. So Summer Revels it's taken many forms, but usually as a festival it has singing and dancing and people frolicking outside and dancing around a maypole. We have food vendors, and often we'll have sort of crafts and historical pieces that go along with that. And so that's where a lot of people first find Revels. They see us out on the green and they're like, oh, what are these people, singing? And I know one of our board members, her family had just moved to the area now many years ago, but she saw this happening and now her kids grew up doing Revels. And that's how people get involved. And it's one of those situations where people come in a lot of ways. And when they come in, I started when I was 8 years old, and now I'm much older than that. But you have kids that grow up with it, and you have adults that move to the area and they see us in a parade, and all of a sudden they're singing with Revels. And that sort of spirit of anyone, wherever you're at, if you're a lifelong singer, if you're a classically trained musician, if you're like, I can tap dance, but now I'm interested in clogging, it doesn't really matter as long as you have that desire to join it and learn and sort of that spirit of enthusiasm about it. That's really what Revels is about. Yeah, so if you want more information about Revels, about our programming, about the Capital Campaign, or anything about that, you can go to our website, which is revelsnorth.org. Our executive director, Julia, and our artistic director, Alex, are both available through there. If you want to reach out, they can tell you anything you want to know.
Wow, so many things to consider. Next week, we'll be right back here at the New London Barn Playhouse on Main Street, where they have received the prestigious Moss Hart Award for Excellence in Professional Theater. Keith Coughlin, the Executive Artistic Director, will give us a season rundown and a look at their new year-round efforts. Rand Hinman and Amy Drummond will give us a preview of the 2023 Duck Drop fundraiser in support of the local Boys and Girls Club. Don't miss our Game of the Week second season with a replay of the Hopkinton at Kearsarge girls basketball game. All of our games replay at 12 noon and 7 p.m. on Sundays and Mondays. All of our programs are available on demand anytime at ycnnow.com. I'm Abby Peel. Join me again next week here at the New London Barn Playhouse, one of the oldest continuously operating summer theaters in the country. Please join us at the same time for another Yankee Chronicle.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids, because when you talk, they hear you.
We are strong and we'll get through this together, but these are stressful times. Reach out to someone, connect with your friends, and know that you are not alone. Visit wearebroadcasters.com/hope, furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.